Welcome to another edition of ATL Prime Sports. I'm JJ Jurjevich filling in for Todd Corder and got the one, the only Wayne Ridenhour up there in Memphis, Tennessee. Wayne, how you doing this evening, man?
I'm doing pretty good. It's getting close to Thanksgiving and all these rivalry games coming up, along with the traditional NFL games for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. This is, again, ATL Prime Sports. Let's take care of a little bit of social media. You can find us at ATL Prime Sports, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find myself at JJ Get You One. You can find our fabulous producer, Wayne, at RWY Jr. And, of course, our fabulous host, Todd Corder, who I'm filling in for at Corder Todd. Wayne, I'm doing pretty good, man. I am ready for Thanksgiving. It is rivalry week, and happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays. I know Hanukkah is starting up here in the next day or two, so happy holidays to everybody, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. What's on tap for today's show? Our Pick Six. It's our Thanksgiving show, so again, happy Thanksgiving. And that's about all we got today. We're just going to say a quick note. So on that note, Wayne, I know you said you're doing good. What's Memphis football got this week?
It's the final game of the season, and I believe it is against I want to say Tulane, because
And it's for they're fighting for bowl eligibility still. Did they get there?
What's that?
Is Memphis still fighting for bowl eligibility?
No, I think they may already have 6 wins, but now it just depends on whether they're going to go to Birmingham and go to a bowl game, or whether they're going to go to some nondescript bowl in Oklahoma somewhere.
Well, let's get on into it. It is just the Pick Six edition. We will take a little bit of time to honor rivalry week. Rivalry week. That is so tough to say, by the way. And what's best about rivalry week are some of the crazy names of these rivalries in college football. Wayne, what's your favorite rivalry week name?
Well, personally, between you and I would have to say that the South's oldest rivalry has to be the one that I look at the most. And second to that, I kind of, because I went to high school in Florida, I kind of fell into that sunshine rivalry down there between Florida State and Florida.
Yeah, the sunshine showdown, as they call it, between Florida State and Florida. That's on my list as well. The bucket game, which is Indiana Purdue, which is this weekend. Battle for the Axe, Minnesota, Wisconsin, also this weekend. Also Florida State. Clean old fashioned hates this weekend. Georgia Tech. Georgia's a big favorite in that one. They've won that one going in a lopsided fashion in the last 15 years. Tech has won that game, actually, hasn't won that game at home since 1999. It's been that long since Georgia Tech has won at home, and they're, again, big underdogs at home. In clean old-fashioned hate, which is a great name for that rivalry. You mentioned the Deep South's oldest rivalry, which has already been played between Georgia and Auburn. The backyard brawl's fun. West Virginia and Pittsburgh. So I like that one. And one of my favorites, the Holy War between Utah and BYU is really fun. The Egg Bowl's fun. The Iron Bowl's fun. And you got to go with the Civil War is probably my favorite, just because it's like, oh man, it means so much hate, and it's Oregon and Oregon State. So lots of cool names in rivalry games in college football. Battle for the Little Brown Jug is one of them. World's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah.
There's just absolutely endless names and endless fun with that. Any final thoughts on names in college football rivalries?
Well, I don't know if this rivalry ever got a name, but I do know that when they play each other in basketball, it's a really heated thing, and the fans go at each other. Is when TCU and SMU play. Because they're right there near each other. I don't know if
there's a name for it. I didn't catch it offhand, but that is a heated rivalry between two schools within the state of Texas that are Christian-based. Moving on. If you guys, it is just a Pick Six. I wanted to definitely take the time to say happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays again to all of our viewers, listeners. We appreciate you guys. Wayne, let's do this pick six, man. You ready?
I am ready.
All right, guys, last week, and here's the standings. I'm in first place at 35 and 37 with the 4-2 record last week. Wayne, you're in second place, a game ahead of Todd at 30 and 42. You went 2 and 4 last week. Todd tied you at 2 and 4 last week, one game behind at 29 and 43. So those are standings going in. We're picking 4 college games this week. Again, Monday spreads as always. And let's go ahead and get into it. Number 9, Ole Miss, 9 and 2, 5 and 2 in the SEC. At unranked Mississippi State now, 7 and 4, 4 and 3. Mississippi State's a 1-point favorite. 1-point favorite, over under 61. They are playing at Davis Wade Stadium up there in Starkville, Mississippi. Wayne, what say you, buddy? We'll go you first, and then I'll.
It's not much to cover, but I have to take Mississippi State in this game just simply because they're at home, and these two teams are really equally matched, as they are most every year. But Mississippi State to cover at home, again, 1 point's not much to cover. I think some gambling people are playing games with that one.
It's going to be a tough spread. This game is Thanksgiving Day. It is the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss leads the series 65 wins to 46 losses to 6 ties. I'm looking at my notes here, folks. Look, whoever wins this game, believe it or not, finishes second in the SEC West. Can you believe that?
I can
At
believe
the
it.
beginning of the year, would you have thought that, Wayne?
No, because Mississippi State got beat by Memphis, and so that kind of got to be a ding. And then Ole Miss looked like they were going to be their same old Ole Miss as always. But then once they beat Tennessee, I think it kind of bounced them out of that.
Yeah, it's very interesting Egg Bowl where Ole Miss is seeking their first 10-win regular season in school history. I think this is going to be an offensive showdown. Mississippi State quarterback Will Rogers has thrown for over 4,000 yards on the season, 34 touchdowns. And in November, he has had a hell of a month. Wow, is he on fire? 15 touchdowns, Wayne, 1 interception, a 78.8% passing completion rate. Unbelievable. Hats off, man. Those are some video game like numbers in the month of November. Look, this will be Ole Miss quarterback Matt Carroll's last Egg Bowl as he
Yep.
announced his NFL draft status. So is he going to leave it all on the table, or is he going to be distracted? That's going to be a question. Is he 100%? Another question. Ever since the University of Tennessee win, Matt Corral has not been the same. He's only had 1 multi-touchdown pass in that stretch. That was against multi-touchdown pass game, that is, in that stretch. That was at home against Vanderbilt. Ole Miss is second in the country in rush offense. Mississippi State can combat that. They're 7th in the country in that category, stopping the run. Credit defensive coordinator Zach Arnett and this 3-3-5 defense. Makes it very difficult to run on in the SEC. I think Mississippi State covers as well, Wayne. Good pick. Good pick, as Lee Corso would say. Let's move on to the second game. Wayne, you ready? Any final
All right.
thoughts on
Well,
that one?
we're gonna mention Todd's picks as well, and I think because he's such friends with them Ole Miss folks is what's caused him to take Ole Miss in the point, not the points, but the point.
Ole Miss in the point. Hey, it's a push if Ole Miss loses by a point. There you go. That's the heartbreak there. We would not get that. We would lose. Ohio State, number 2 in the country, 10 and 1, 8-0 in the Big Ten, undefeated. At number 5, Michigan, 10 and 1, 7 and 1 in the Big Ten. Ohio State's an 8-point favorite. The over/under in this game is 63 and a hook. I thought that was pretty high. This is the game, as they call it. Michigan leads this series 58, 51, and 6. Wayne, what say you?
Well, I'm going to have to go with Ohio State to cover on this one simply because I saw what they did to Michigan State, and I know Michigan has a better pass defense than Michigan State, but I've got a feeling they're going to figure out a way to overwhelm Michigan and win this game.
Wow. Folks, I know TC's going with Ohio State too.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly, I'm going with Michigan, and here's why. Look, this is the battle for the Big Ten East Championship. Ohio State has won 8 in a row. Let's preface with Michigan will want to run the ball, and they should be able to do that against Ohio State in a pretty decent manner. They're going to want to control the clock, keep Ohio State's high-scoring offense off the field, which is scoring around 47 points a game. And Michigan's defense does the exact opposite. They're going to hold everybody they played, they've held basically under 300 yards of offense. That's what they average. You got to credit the new defensive coordinator there in his first year, Mike McDonald. He's done an outstanding job, one of the best scoring defenses in the country. So all this is leaning towards me picking Michigan to finally get the job done. I'm taking Michigan in the points for the safe bet, but they may well win this game. Look, their D-line combo between Hutchinson and Ajabo are going to be the difference in this game, Wayne. If they can get to Stroud and make him uncomfortable, get him off of his passing lanes, I think that's how Michigan wins the game. They can't turn the ball over, give Ohio State a short field, and they got to prevent the big play, which I think they can do with their defensive backs. And I think that's the difference in the game. I'm taking Michigan in the points. Is that surprising to you?
Not really. I mean, I can see that happening, but I've got a feeling after Stroud's first 5 completions, the game will kind of be set for how it's going to go.
Interesting. Well, big key here, too, is if Michigan gets their second running back, Blake Corum, back, could be a difference maker in the game. Add a second 1-2 punch to that Thunder and Lightning. Again, I'm taking Michigan in the points. Going to our third college game of the day, number 3, Alabama, 10-1, 6-1 in the SEC. Going to the Plains of Auburn, 6-5, 3-4 in the SEC. Alabama is a 19.5-point favorite. The over/under is 55 and a hook. It's the Iron Bowl. Alabama leads this series 47-37 and the tie. Wayne.
You know I'm going to pick Auburn in this one. Points or not, I'm still going to pick Auburn because I've seen Auburn beat an undefeated Alabama team when Auburn has had multiple losses. And just because you can throw everything from the whole season out the window, this is a game within itself.
It absolutely is. It's arguably the greatest rivalry in college football. I think it is right now. For a time there in the mid 2000s, for 6, 7, or 8 years there, the national championship was decided by that game right there. So the Iron Bowl is huge. And I'm going to pick Bama to cover. Unfortunately, look, but no Bo Nix. TJ Finley's come in. The offense didn't look that good underneath TJ Finley. The home team has dominated this rivalry as of late. 8 of the last 9 and 5 straight. That's not going to be the case today, as Auburn's going to lose as a home favorite, and I do think they will lose by about 3 touchdowns. Look, Bryce Young comes into this game, threw for 550-plus yards last week. Who does that? That's NCAA 2014 numbers on Xbox. Not one, Xbox. Old school, ladies and gentlemen. Look, that's Tecmo Bowl numbers, Wayne.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Tecmo Bowl with the Raiders. I remember that.
Yes. You just keep running around with Bo Jackson and nothing ever could happen. Or if you want to go and drop back with Troy Aikman, the farther you drop back, the farther you throw the ball. I mean, it's just unbelievable how great these games used to be, folks, and you're missing out. But Bama covers. Look, Alabama. Auburn's blown 2 straight games with double-digit leads. I don't know how together that locker room is after a game like that, especially the Mississippi State game. Then you go on the road to South Carolina, you're up 14 real quick, and then next thing you know, 3 points in the second half, and you lose 21-17 there. So Auburn, I don't know where they are. That's why I'm going Bama in the points. Our fourth and final college football game of the day, but we do have to get Todd's pick. I think he went Bama in the points as well, right?
Yeah, he did. And a little bit of background on Iron Bowl. You know the reason why they call it the Iron Bowl is when the game got to be too big to play in either Auburn or Tuscaloosa, they moved the game up to Birmingham and played it in Legion Field for the longest time. And
Mm-hmm.
because Birmingham has a lot of coal, steel, and that kind of industry, they just started calling it the Iron Bowl. And that's my first recollection of it was when it was played in Birmingham at Legion Field.
It's a great rivalry, a lot of history. You just mentioned it. I actually did not know that. I was wondering where it got the name. So you filled me in on a little college football history there. So thank you, Wayne.
All
Let's
right.
move on to our final game of the day. College-wise, number 10 Oklahoma, 10-1, 7-1 in the Big 12. At number 7 Oklahoma State, 10-1, 7-1 in the Big 12. Oklahoma State's favored by 4. Over under in this one's 50.5. This is Bedlam. This is the most lopsided. I guess it's a rivalry. I had to double check this, Wayne. It's 90-18 in favor of Oklahoma. This is a really lopsided rivalry. Wayne, what you got in this one?
Well, I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover in this one, just because I don't know, just because that's the way I feel, and maybe because I don't really care for Oklahoma much.
Hey, and that's what you can do. This is a really interesting game to pick. That stat really blows you out of the water. 90-18 over the years. This is Bedlam. Anything can happen. Anything will happen. Here's a little betting nugget for you gamblers out there. Take the over. 63% of Oklahoma's games this season has gone over. I like that probability there. Oklahoma needs to turn the Cowboys over. The Sooners are +9 in turnovers this season, folks. When they turn people over, they win football games. 11 giveaways, 20 takeaways on the season. Oklahoma State does it with defense, allowing only 14.9 points per game. Just around 260 yards they're giving up a game. They're going to slow you down, hit you in the mouth, and see if you can respond. The Cowboys will wear down the Sooners' defensive front seven. I think, look, Jaylen Warren is a Utah State transfer. He has over 1,000 yards on the year. He's no joke. He's going to be tough to bring down. They're going to give you a heavy dose of him. He's got 10 touchdowns on the year. Oklahoma's top 25 offense will need to keep that pace up, but they just won't do it. Oklahoma State has lost 6 straight in this meeting. That streak ends here too. So I think we're going to end 2 long streaks and rivalries here. I think Michigan might get the W. I think Cowboys get the W. Cowboys cover. I just think Gundy's done it all year. He's just a great coach. He's done it with less. He does it on defense. He surprises you. In the last several weeks, he's barely allowed a touchdown. Mike Gundy gets the job done. Any final thoughts on that one, Wayne?
No, not really. TC's got the Cowboys to cover as well.
Cowboys to cover as well. Let's go to the NFL, our Thanksgiving Day games. We got 2 of them. Bears 3-7. Lions, so weird to say this, 9-1. Chicago's the 3.5-point favorites. Over under is 41.5. Remember, folks, these are Monday spreads. Let's get to it. Thanksgiving Day, 12:30. This could be a matchup of backup quarterback versus backup quarterback, as Fields went down last week with a rib injury versus Baltimore. So Andy Dalton's going to get the nod there. He's got plenty of experience. The offense actually got going a little bit better last week when Andy Dalton took under center. Goff was out last week. Goff is most likely going to play. According to head coach Dan Campbell, he's a 60% chance at being 50-50. One of those great quotes from a coach there. I really like what he's doing. If Goff does play, that does help out a Lions offense. But look, I think, again, I mentioned it, Dalton sparked the offense last week, had 2 touchdown passes, 201 yards passing, as my notes say. Look, Dalton and the Bears get the W, and cover. Wayne, what you got?
I'm going to have to go with the Lions and the points because I'm looking for a Thanksgiving Day miracle to get their first win of the season.
Thanksgiving Day miracle. I like it. I think, Wayne, you're matching up with Todd's pick. He's taking the Lions as well. To take the Lions and the points is what Wayne and TC say. I got Dalton and the Bears. Raiders, Cowboys, Thanksgiving 4:30 game. You'll see Joe Buck, Troy Aikman on that one, most likely. 7 points, Dallas favorite, over under 51. Wayne, what say you, buddy?
I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys in this. I think they're going to break that losing streak on Thanksgiving Day. And the Raiders, I am never, ever, ever picking the Raiders again.
You're done. I'm done with them.
Yeah.
Raiders out. Dallas has lost 6 of its last 9 on Thanksgiving Day. So you see my theme here is breaking streaks. I like the Cowboys to cover. Look, no Amari Cooper possibly, no CD Lamb, but no problem. Ezekiel Elliott gets going early and often. The Raiders rank 29th in run defense, and that is the stat of the day for me right there. It tells you get going, Ezekiel Elliott. Get your fantasy players ready. Ezekiel Elliott might have a big day against this Raiders defensive front seven. The Cowboys need Tyron Smith back badly. Looks like he will play. He's going to provide that pass blocking that Dak Prescott's been lacking 2 out of the last 3 weeks. I think the Cowboys get right. Cowboys cover. That's my final thought on that. Wayne, what say you? Any final thoughts on the Raiders, Cowboys, or the pick six in general?
I just hope I'm awake to watch the game.
Yeah, everybody. My final thought of the day is absolutely have a happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah to everybody out there. Anybody that enjoys the football games, do so safely, responsibly, and again, just happy Thanksgiving from us here at ATL Prime Sports to you. Wayne, any final thoughts on this show?
Well, the only other one would be Memphis has a game tonight up in a tournament in New York, and I think they're playing Virginia Tech, and I would like to see those Hokies get beat by the Memphis Tigers.
Well, there we go. The Panthers, Georgia State Panthers in the season with Troy. They try and make it 8 wins on the year. We'll talk to Dave Cohen in a couple weeks. Until then, happy Thanksgiving, folks. For Wayne, I'm JJ. For Todd Corder, this is ATL Prime Sports. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a subscribe wherever you watch, wherever you listen. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Get you one.